Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are looking at something just absolutely mind-blowing. We're breaking down how one single athlete took a sport with a seemingly fixed ceiling and just completely shattered it. We're tracing the technical evolution of figure skater Ilia Malinin, mapping out exactly how he systematically redefined what is possible when it comes to human flight on ice. So it really begs the question, right? What does it actually take to push the limits of human flight on ice? For decades, mastering just one or two types of quadruple jumps was the ultimate hallmark of an elite career. The sheer g-force of landing just one is equivalent to nearly 8 times a skater's body weight. That's literally like landing with a grand piano on your back. But as we're going to see today, the standard has profoundly changed. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First up, the 6 jumps. 2, the anatomy of an edge jump. 3, Beijing and the completed set. 4, Boston and the ultimate integration. And finally, number 5, the Nagoya 7-quad record. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the 6 quadruple jumps. There are exactly 6 distinct types of quadruple jumps in figure skating. Ranked generally by their base values, you've got the toe loop, the Salchow, the loop, the flip, the Lutz, and the ultra-difficult Axel. Now, before Ilia Malinin came along, having this entire taxonomy of quads in your arsenal was thought to be, well, basically impossible. Skaters naturally favor certain takeoff mechanics. Some are just naturally better at toe jumps, while others excel at edge jumps. So to master all 6, that means completely neutralizing your natural physical biases. You need an encyclopedic physical command of literally every possible takeoff trajectory. Moving right along to Section 2, the anatomy of an edge jump and why it was his final hurdle. To really appreciate this, we've got to talk about the biomechanics. Figure skating jumps generally fall into 2 main families. First, you have your toe-assisted jumps, like the Lutz or the flip. For these, a skater reaches back with their free foot and actually uses the jagged toe pick of their skate to literally vault themselves up into the air. But then you have the other family, edge jumps. The quadruple loop is a prime example of this, and it is a completely different beast. The loop offers absolutely zero toe pick assistance. It's initiated entirely from a backward outside edge. To get 4 full rotations in the air, you have to generate this immense rotational torque and angular momentum using nothing but that gliding edge and perfectly coordinated whole body movement. It is incredibly unforgiving. And that, right there, is exactly why the quadruple loop was the elusive final puzzle piece for Malinin. Which brings us to Section 3, Beijing, and the completed set. Let's set the scene. It's December 2023 at the ISU Grand Prix Final in Beijing, China, and this was already shaping up to be a completely monumental event. Malinin had just made history in the short program by becoming the very first skater to successfully land a quadruple axel in that segment of the competition. But heading into the free skate, he was zeroed in on a totally different target. He wanted that elusive quadruple loop. Now, what's really interesting about the official judges' scores from that free skate is his execution of that quadruple loop. He went for it as his third element. The base value for this incredibly difficult jump is 10.50 points, but he didn't just survive the landing. He landed it beautifully, completely cleanly, earning a massive plus 2.85 grade of execution from the judges. That brought his total score for just that single element to 13.35 points. Landing this specific edge jump finalized his career set. By nailing that clean quadruple loop in Beijing, Ilia Malinin became the very first skater in the history of the sport to successfully land all 6 distinct types of quadruple jumps in competitive settings over the course of a career. He'd already conquered the other 5 at previous events, so the loop really was the linchpin. He had achieved total repertoire mastery. But for Malinin, simply having them all in his back pocket, well, it just wasn't enough. That takes us to Section 4, Boston and the ultimate integration. Fast forward to the 2025 World Championships in Boston. Having proved he could do all 6 jumps individually, Malinin decided to just go for it and pack them all into one single program. His layout for that 4-minute free skate was just insane. A flip, an axel, a Lutz, a loop, a Salchow, and a toe loop. Literally all 6 distinct quadruple jump types back to back. Now, officially, the quad axle and quad toe loop did receive Q calls, which just means they landed exactly on the quarter rotation mark. But even with those minor deductions, the historical fact remains. Malinin became the first athlete ever recognized for integrating the entire taxonomy of quadruple jumps into a single, absolutely exhausting free skate program. And of course, he defended his world title in completely dominant fashion. But amazingly, Boston wasn't his ceiling. Let's step into Section 5. Nagoya, December 2025. 7. Just let that number sink in for a second. At the 2025 Grand Prix Final in Nagoya, Ilia Malinin cleanly landed 7 quadruple jumps in a single program. He didn't just land all 6 distinct types again, he actually went ahead and repeated the immensely difficult quadruple lutz. And unlike those minor rotation calls we saw in Boston, this performance was flawless. No falls, no under-rotation deductions. It was just maximum technical density performed with absolutely pristine execution. When you mathematically combine the highest possible base values in the sport with flawless grades of execution, you get an unbelievable score of 238.24. This flawless, rotation-perfect performance in Nagoya totally shattered the record books. It set a massive new world record score for the men's free skate. Honestly, it essentially proved that the math of figure skating had to be rewritten, or at the very least that the judges are going to need bigger calculators. Naturally, this level of unprecedented mastery did not go unnoticed by the sport's governing body. In 2026, the International Skating Union created a specialized honor specifically for him. They awarded Malinin the first ever Trailblazer on Ice award. This was a formal recognition that he wasn't just winning competitions anymore, he was actively pioneering new athletic territory that no human being had ever stepped foot in before. And this brilliantly illustrates his incredible trajectory. Over the span of literally just 2 years, we witnessed a 3-stage technical evolution that is just unheard of. In December 2023 in Beijing, he completes his career repertoire by conquering the quad loop. Fast forward to March 2025 in Boston, he achieves program diversity, squeezing all 6 into one single routine. And then by December 2025 in Nagoya, he reaches the absolute pinnacle of technical volume and execution with those 7 flawless quads. It's a rapid, systematic dismantling of the sport's previous limits.